Well, I just came back from another parts run, and it looks like George is getting to do some chopping with Dad. He never does that. It's slow going, and they're spenders, so it's a little safer, but you just pin them between your legs and take it easy. He doesn't get the tractor fun that, boy, that's really thick. It was pushing the hay instead of wanting to pick it up. It's a lot to do without managing a child in front of you also. And Trey got to do a lot of this stuff early on because hay raking and stuff was easy to do. Running choppers and cutters is just, it doesn't work. It's feeding it in. I don't know why that tractor's smoking so bad. I sent him a message in case he wasn't noticing that part of it. So as you can see, we got the chopper thing all pretty well figured out here. We just had to get a forage wagon and be able to shoot right into it. Made things a lot easier than doing the dump truck. We went to all that work of building a sidewall on the dump truck to help feed it in and get that done, and this just works a whole lot better. So this is the project that I've been working on for the last couple of days. This is the running gear from the hay wagon that we tore apart earlier this year. We kind of tore it apart at the same time that I was rebuilding that green hay wagon because we needed the lumber from this to do the floor on the green hay wagon. The green hay wagon left because it wasn't a dump trailer. You had to shovel it out. It was actually considered a quarter side hay wagon, so it didn't go real tall. Fine for loose hay, but we're not going to be stacking loose hay. So this can be turned into a hay wagon. You can put a fuel tank on it, but I had to go get him a tap and a fine thread castle nut. Do you know how hard that is to find? I looked for it for a year. He is! He's trying to hit that field over there. So I've seen this yellow airplane in our neighborhood, but I've never seen him actually spreading chemicals. Look at that.
That's a pretty new one.
Dude. So he's getting the edge of the neighbors. That's nuts. We got trees and power lines. So he's contracted for some kind of pesticide or herbicide. And I've heard of this in our area, Michigan, but I've never actually seen him doing it. Guys, this is just like the crop. What was his name? Rusty Crop Duster? So yeah, we thought maybe he was doing figure eights. He went the other way before and came up by this side of the barn. I thought, holy cow. So locally, there's a couple of small airports that he might have flown out of. There's private airports nearby that he could be filling up. Oh, I gotta see if I can get a closer look on this. All right, he's coming up right through here right now. There it goes.
He's going real low down there.
So I asked Dad about the black smoke. He said the PTO, he just rebuilt it last night, super strong, and he said it would just kill the tractor if he were to keep going. So he has to slow down because it's a little damp still. It's a real cloudy day and a little cool. It's not warming up as hot as it has been. It's maybe in the low 70s. So especially with this clover, it doesn't dry down real fast. It starts pushing the hay instead of picking it up because of the dampness. It's a good idea to just keep going slow the way that he's going right now, but I just wanted to show you about the airplane going by. You don't see that a whole lot, and he's gone off in another direction after that last pass, and I don't hear him anywhere, so he's He's headed west. So I've been looking for some lost footage. I had switched my memory cards at one point, but this is what we ended up making for the dump truck. And it's worked out okay, but riding that clutch is a lot of hard work to do. When we found through a business deal the forage wagon or chopper wagon, it was exactly what we needed. So this was stuff that we already had on hand. Other than I think the carriage bolts, it worked out really well and it got us by on our second cutting. So this is all now third cutting that we're working on, and we're just cruising right along on it. It's doing really good. Come on over, George. Out of the way. Turn and look. So the beekeeping on the hives is going really well. Right now I am running 4 hives. There's another one right there. And this was the swarm that we had captured. They've done really well, and we're ready to add a 3rd box to that, and all these nucleus hives that we added right about the same time. They are all ready to be adding a 2nd brood chamber for them also. So if you were seeing that video before about the different sizes of the boxes, the deeps are normally what people use, but I can't handle the weight of them. This is plenty of weight for me this way. So I use mediums. So instead of one for the bees to live in and then store honey in the upper ones, I give them 2 of these mediums instead. For this part of the day, Bethany is a very talented artist. So Bethany likes to go out and take nature walks. We've always done this since she was little. A little less since George has been along because we've been busy. Ooh, here's a nice green one. Bethany wanted to collect some acorns and leaves and other things. So she's gonna make some nature art and do some very nice things. And you can see Dad has devised a nice thing here. He takes the sickle bar mower along the lane to keep the grass and weeds down a little bit, to keep it nice and neat for us. And then we can walk along and enjoy our beautiful woods any time of the year. So he started in his head gasket repair job, and he took the box out of the garage, and it was extra. So when he took the box out at home, he hadn't had the whole gasket set there. It was extra parts. So we drove over to Greenfield in Holland, John Deere dealership. They were able to get the parts for us the fastest. Got some nice tractors up there. Look at that. John Deere 720. I don't know what the other one is. But it's a beautiful dealership. And they worked a lot faster than our local dealership to get us the parts. So we super duper appreciate that. Got things in 2 to 4 days instead of some parts he was waiting on already at another dealership for a couple of weeks. And hadn't heard back on some simple parts. So we just figured we'd give this a shot. I came over last week for the Baler parts, and oh, it was a long car ride, so we're letting everybody stretch their legs. You like that? It's called a buddy seat, so that little guys like you can go in the tractor.
Yeah.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah. Oh, tractors at home don't have those buddy seats.
Yeah, they don't even have cabs, do they?
Nope.
Very cool.
So big.
Turn around, guys. I'll get your picture. Trey, you want to sit on the seat with him?
I'm gonna build it.
Okay. Murdoch, Georgie. Guys, stop for a second. Say smile. I need another one.
I want to be in the next one.
Georgie, look at me.
I want to be in the next one.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the toys.
Oh, look, Georgie.
Yeah.
You would love these.
George just had his birthday. He got a green bin. I don't see it here. Oh, yeah. He almost got the chopper. Oh, by the way, I was corrected. It is Green Mark, not Greenfield. Yeah, we almost got him this. He watches Big Andy a lot, and that's not the kind of chopper we use, so we decided we better not get him hooked on the upgrades too early. So he's got a pull-behind chopper that his dad had when he was little, and it's got a corn and a hay head. This is a great place. It's got tool and bolt bins. I had to make a trip to our local dealership the other day just to get a castle nut. And would you believe the local everybody, big box stores and hardware stores, I needed a fine thread castle nut. We had to get it through John Deere instead of the hardware store. A little $8 special instead of a $1 bolt. Little things like that. So it's a neat gator, isn't it? Yeah. I want a, what do you call it? 2x6 diesel gator for me. I think that would just be great. But I can pick up a little Ford Ranger or a small truck for less. Yeah, that's like yours. Oh, that up there, it says it's a 20, but I think it's probably a 40-20. But look at those offices. And there's sales offices down here on this side. So this is where we are at, Green Mark Equipment, Holland, and it's just off of M40, which is the main road here. If you're coming anytime soon, there's construction. It ended me up a long ways beyond here, and we're real close to Lake Michigan, which is a long ways from home for us. The crew is all out stretching their legs to check out some new equipment and see what we're not going to spend our money on. They love it. There was the two in the showroom, and they were all in and out of it. George is liking those buddy seats on those. Real neat. These are even bigger. Look at that. They got actual staircases going up them instead of just ladders. Yeah.
See, they're set up for duels already.
Oh, yeah. This is new to all of us. Our biggest tractor that we have in the family, I think, is the 830. He says Grandpa's got an 8630. Boy, these 3 points are massive.
Pretty little baler for the tractor it's behind.
Oh, wow. Look at all those combines. Found our way into the used equipment. Dad was just checking out this New Holland. It's a 1465. We've got a John Deere haybine at home that needs a weld job and a new cylinder. We haven't used it. I was messaging somebody about a round baler last week that was $800, but they couldn't verify that it was working or not, which to me says ran one parked, which is code for it's not going to run at all. So are these both like 6-foot balers? The one that Jack said was little up there?
This might be a 4-foot. Maybe that's what the 435 means. It looks really narrow.
Yeah. They got lots of other colors of things here too. Ooh. S680, 780, 670, 660. These are all used, huh? My gosh.
Be careful. Don't fall.
Look at that.
Head down, everybody.
This is just incredible to me. Yeah. George my kids. Jack knows what his mom likes. He says, hey, there's an orchard tractor over here. But it says the 830, and there's no way that it's typical 830. It's small.
It's also upright.
How are you gonna do this thing?
It's about like a 1010. It's been waterproofed. Fiberglass type backing with some blue sealer. Huh. There's the tag. So it does have stickers. It says it's 830, but it's got to be foreign. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Work
only
Manheim.
840 is good. 840 is good.
It's because it's not American. It's an import.
840 is good.
Now we're getting into the farm equipment implements. Murdoch, watch out for that chopper head. He said, yeah, there's a lot of spikes here. Look at that chopper head. Huge. I know some of you big channel guys stop in every now and then, but we were just talking about how farming is a continual investment because you're growing. If you grow your land, then you have to grow your equipment. And if you want to add more cows, then you got to add more buildings. And you got to add more fields, which means a bigger tractor. And you know, we've got 4 steer, 3 bulls, the little bull calf, this little girl, little heifer calf, and 2 cows. That's not very many, and I think the most we've had probably at a time is about 16, 17. And the most I've had in milk was 3 cows in milk at once. And you know, I wasn't watching the kids when I was milking the cow, so I gave that up. I have to say, I'm working on this very same project at home right now. We're at a Burnips dealership by Door, Michigan. And look at that. There's an old running gear. I'm working on that same project. They put a brand new rack on it and they didn't bother to paint the wheels or the running gear at all.
The fold out disc, George.
Yeah.
Bonking things.
That one.
All rototillers. Look at that.
Those are bonking things.
Look how many rototillers they own.
No! Look, wait.
Why do you need so many?
I
Old
can't
New
wait.
Hollands, Trey.
So Burnups looks like they deal in New Holland and agricultural, like feeding equipment. Got Great Plains, a little bit of New Holland. There was one New Holland baler in the back. This is just a Mahindra used. That's a wrapper deal right there. Saw a wrapper being used while we were driving.
Might have been the same style. Same brand.
Yep. Manure spreading truck right there.
Look at that.
You know what those are?
No.
I think they're headers.
No.
I said speed rake. Nice little 24T baler there. That'd be perfect for me. Well, everybody, I told you before, the best way we get around on the farm is either on foot, on tractors, or on bicycles. Got this farm lane. We've been adding gravel to it a little at a time. He just told me we've done a trade with the neighbor fellow who's got a gravel pit for 13 dump truck loads of gravel. We've gotten 3 this week, so we've got a little work to do, but we have been working on all kinds of equipment here at the farm. There was work to do on the chopper. There was work to do on setting up the chopper. We had set up the dump truck and we put like a shield wall on it. There was one shot in the video about us doing the first test with it. all the footage creating it has just disappeared. It's just gone. I don't know where it's at. If I find it, I'll share it with you later. But in the meantime, he went ahead and cut hay because there is a chance of rain. It said, oh, slight chance of a thunderstorm last night, today, tomorrow, the next day. And he went ahead and cut a bunch of hay because it was time to do third cutting in this field. And he's still got this big section in the center to do. It just has been growing like mad. So we started out the year thinking it was going to be a hay shortage with no rain. And it's really changed a lot. They've added all this section up here that was all the motorcycle hills, all that motocross delete. We haven't seeded it yet. He's just been keeping it mowed down and getting it settled because there was so much loose sand, and he still wants to bring some more dirt in from the other section. But with the chopping, he had the dump truck tied up doing that job. So he'll take the wall off of that, and then he can start bringing dirt over for that project again. We've been running around getting parts. I've been to Holland, Michigan twice, which is a long haul. There and back, it's about 4 hours. It shouldn't take that long, but it just does. And then there's road construction. If you're around Michigan at all, you get around Grand Rapids, you know that there is road construction all the time. So this is the tractor that was getting the PTO job, the PTO clutch. It's all back together. He said it's running the chopper just great now. We went and got the last of the Baler parts yesterday. I picked up some of the Baler parts a week ago, and then he realized that like the emergency stop lever was not just put on backwards, it had been welded and patched, and decided he didn't want to reuse it because the center bushing was just all out around the hole that the bushing went into. So we ordered that piece. Just that little L-shaped bracket was, I don't know, I don't remember what just that little L-shaped bracket was, but it was either $100 or $180. Our local John Deere place, we told them to order it. Never got a call saying it was in. So we called the place that got the other Baler parts because they had them in 2 days. Boy, I don't like the way that looks. He's made a couple of bales, I see. Something's not right. He kept having me test it by hand. So he just keeps making minor adjustments, but man, if those fingers get sheared off, that was $190 for that. Something's not right. I'll get back with him here. So 1, 2, 3, and I've seen him stop before. Boy, that was, I don't like it. And I've learned it's best to just leave him alone. Otherwise, I'm going to get the crossfire. So there's the waterway. Real nice grassy hay, real good quality. We always try to kind of do this separately because it's so much more grass, where this other stuff is clover. When you bale the clover, you get sloppy bales, and the waterway goes up that way. Oh. All right, well, I wanted to come out and see how he's doing. I see how he's doing, so we'll get back with you in a bit. Okay, he made it back from baling. He came back and got a couple wrenches and headed back out so that he could adjust things as he needed. He realized the new brake pad needed a little more adjustment because, of course, he didn't have it in the exact same position, because how could you know? He actually has brake pads on there right now. So that was tripping him up by not letting this arm sit in the right spot. It was just kind of getting like here and not wanting to go back to here as it goes. You see this oval shaped cam, and this was the initial cause of all his trouble, as far as we know, that bolt sheared and caused everything to get out of time. So after a lot of adjustments by hand, he had me cranking the flywheel to watch where his needles would go up and tie. He had Trey help him get it tied. Got this all put back together. I went back to the John Deere dealership today locally to get a few washers. They've got really thick washers on here that are not standard, and he didn't want to just double up something for wear. They're not number 8s or anything, but all this other stuff that we've been getting has been grade 8, and trying to stick with grade 8s and locking and all those issues. So you can see here is all his new carriage, new ceramics for the tying there. There's the new needles. One thing I will tell you about those needles, he didn't like the way that the threads were going into it. So we went and got a number 13 tap and redid those because he just thought they were not going in very straight. Didn't want a chance cracking them or breaking them. And this is the part that was on wrong initially. You can see it was kind of all up here when they did their paint job, but this is finally correct and everything is in line again. So you know, shop around, have 2 dealerships order your parts and see who can get them, because the local guys are saying $20 additional for shipping, and after like 5 days, 6 days, they still didn't come. And the guys over at Holland at that Green Mark, they got all the parts. We called on Friday. They had most of the parts there on Monday and all the rest of the parts on Tuesday. It's Wednesday today. The baler's all back together, and he's going to go pick up something like 70 bales, close to 70 bales from that waterway. And, you know, it looks pretty good. You can see that it was definitely time to bale it. It sat there for probably 2 extra days than we normally do. No rain happened or anything like that, but you start getting that little bit of bleaching out. All in all, I think that hay got left on the ground for probably 2 extra days because of doing the repairs here. He did all of the rest of the chopping. We'll go over there and show you what that pile looks like. So over on this end, we've got just a little bit of the second cutting left, and all of this is all the new third cutting that we've been working on for about the last week. The chopper wagon, or the silage wagon, has totally changed the game and made it faster and more pleasurable and everything like that. Jack and I are both not having to feed the cows right now, so I'm getting a lot more done on my furniture painting because the backhoe's got to do the job. Because if I run the backhoe, I'm going to run into something or rip the fence apart, so that's no good. In the meantime, it's been allowing me time to do other projects, and somebody on Facebook just contacted me this afternoon that she had a free clawfoot table and chairs. I got there and it was 6 chairs instead of 4. Guys, this pays for my groceries for the whole week, and I have to buy the little thing of primer to go with it. I still have some left from my last trip. I bought 2 because I use it so much. I got this table for free last night, and I picked up a set of 4 chairs probably a couple months ago that were extra. You know, I'll have maybe 30 bucks into it, and that little table, you know, $150, $200, it will pay for some groceries. Not all of them, but got boys, they eat a lot of food and they do a lot of work. So I'm going to get back to painting because that's primer on there. Dinner's in the oven and I got to get them fed. So catch us on the next video. Hit the little notification bell right down there, right there. Hit that little thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button. It doesn't cost you anything to do it, and it helps our analytics on our channels. I know we're kind of a mixed bag of things. We're trying to kind of figure out a way to separate things for you, to have the do-it-yourself, the handyman repair stuff, you know, whatever, separate from the farm stuff. But you know what? My farm name was already taken, and it's the farm name I have on Etsy, so I don't know what to do. We're going to figure it out, and maybe one day we'll get them separate. Who knows? So until then, hit the notification bell, and you'll know when the next video comes out. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.